We support Chapel Roan here, Andre Cordova.
And in the wise words from Shrek, that will do, donkey. That will do. Zoe Grubb.
And welcome to
Sabotage.
Hi, Zoe.
Hi.
You might recognize Zoe from a redacted episode from season 1. Let's just say it didn't quite work, what we were trying to do. So, we've brought her back.
Yeah.
And we are here to talk concerts.
Concerts, indeed.
Yeah, she goes to a lot of them. And I've been to a few myself. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm broke.
You do tend to invest your finances in concerts, I think.
Yeah, I just feel constantly broke, but I tell myself it's worth it, so.
Yeah, yeah. Is it most of the time?
Most of the time.
Yeah, like are there any concerts where you felt like that wasn't worth it?
Depends if I'm like in the mosh and the etiquette of that rather than being like in the seating or something. But most of them, pretty good.
I don't want to say like regret going to, but kind of.
What was that?
Was NF. Because he's a great artist. Like he's such a good rapper and everything. But the experience of being there was not good. So I kind of wish I hadn't gone. There was a massive line out front, like a whole snake thing going on for ages, like prior to it starting. There was bad weather. I had like a migraine the whole time. I had a fucking headache. So that was a big part of it. Also, just the people around us, because like we were standing, it was so messy. People were just spilling shit all over the floor. So it was sticky and gross. I know that there was someone who was like a fucking crackhead around, like who was just shouting weird shit. And it was majority like straight white audience. So
yeah, that's
I'm like, I guess, you know, to be expected. That's the demographic that is attracted to his music, I suppose. Yeah, I can't say that it was like the friendliest vibe. I reckon there was another issue or two, but from what I can recall, that's what happened, and it just made it like not fun. So it was cool seeing him live. I'm glad that I did, but I'm perfectly fine with not going again.
Fair enough. Like, were you in like the mosh or?
Yeah, we're standing in the mosh.
Yeah.
But we weren't like up front. We were like kind of middle area. He ended up coming around to the stage that was in the center. So we ended up much closer all of a sudden.
Oh,
for like a few songs.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So that was cool.
Yeah, like etiquette and that. And just like general crowd. Because usually I mosh. I don't, like every time I've gone seating, I kind of wish I was in the mosh. Like,
yeah.
All the time I'm just like, oh, I wish I was there. I guess the one that I thought was pretty bad was Black Bear.
Okay.
In, I think it was 2020, like before the good old COVID. Crowded, and then just suddenly, like, when he was just about to go on, all this influx of people, like, were just pushing, just like not caring. And I'm here, like, I'm like on my own.
Oh my God.
So it was a lot of me being like a 20-year-old girl just being like, like I want to be here, but like I can't fight them because like it could get aggressive because they're getting pretty feisty. So I think I just found like a little crook in a corner on like the left side of the stage or whatever. And I was like, I'm going to stay here. If I move, I move. Bit of a dumpster fire, but in itself, the performance was pretty good. Like I was really happy. And I find that because we live so far away from all the artists, it's pretty rare to get certain bands to come back, so it was just kind of like at least I got to see them. Otherwise you'd have to travel internationally.
That's one of the reasons why I was like wanting to see NF, because he's an American artist. They don't always come here. And I tell you what though, I feel sorry for some of them because we are not up to scratch with like the quality of production. The number of times I've seen audio issues for these concerts.
Yeah.
It happened with NF, it happened with Paramore, and it happened with somebody else that I forget. But that was all within the past, like, couple years. Not impressed. I don't know about you, but I'm just like, it's not that hard to fucking... Like, you do a sound check, you test everything. What do you mean suddenly, like, it's cut out when they start?
Yeah, oopsie. Just a cheeky little mistake.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, they spend all this time and, you know, and it's just like, oh, how did they fuck that up?
Exactly.
Like, they had all that time and, you know, I'm under assumption that they also do a
job. You've got
check.
one job, man. Like,
it's fucking... Like, come on.
But I mostly feel for the artist on stage because that would be incredibly frustrating.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But with concert etiquette, see, I'm torn about being in the mosh pit because sometimes, I think that'd be great or it's fine. But like also the people who scream along with the songs. Right?
Yeah.
The fuck is that about? Like, I swear to God, you'll need to fucking stop. I don't understand why you would go to a concert and not want to hear them sing. Like, you'd want to be able to hear the artist, right? Like, why the fuck are you screaming their songs? It doesn't make sense. You can't hear it. No one else can fucking hear it because all they can hear is you're screaming. And it's, yeah. I don't know.
I'm a little bit guilty of that. When I'm in the zone, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't go like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just more like if I've got, you know, in my zone, it's my favorite song. I'm jumping up and down. I'm vibing.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's literally when like they're doing it for every song. There was so much footage of people doing that at like Taylor's concerts. All these girls screaming their lungs out, crying, making a fool of themselves.
We have seen our God.
Yeah. I just really feel for the people around him, and I feel like that easily would have been the case for us at the Melanie Martinez concert if we were in the mosh pit area.
Yeah, like I mean, again, part of me wishes I was there, but do I want to fight a 12-year-old?
Yeah,
don't think I want to.
I'd be going to prison. Bitch. Just decking all of these children who are like just no respect and no self-awareness. They're too young. They're too stupid.
Yeah.
But like, part of me was glad that we were seated because you could tell, and I saw it later on from some of the footage that was like online, people were complaining about those around them who were just screaming their fucking lungs out and ruining the experience.
Yeah.
So
I mean, in a concert itself, because I feel like there's different times of concerts where it's like sometimes the band will interact with the audience and that, and I found that with Melanie she didn't interact that much, but I think it kind of fits it because it was more of, the concert felt like more of like a narrative, like a storyline.
Oh, yeah.
But I liked it. And plus, I think with the seating, we we definitely would have saw more of all like the work that went into it. Like I remember there was something with with the spider webs. That was really cool.
I got a little viral video out of that because of the part where like Melanie was performing, doing this song, and they have markers on the stage, right? And she's got her dancers there, but one of them was off, so she jumps back and her ass goes like face first with one of her dancers. It was kind of funny.
So boom.
There was like a domino effect. I loved that concert though. She was so good.
Oh yeah.
She was fucking amazing.
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of glad she played some of her old songs because
this was during the Portals tour, by the way, because she did go and do her trilogy tour.
Yes.
Like after, but for Portals, yeah, she pretty much did like most of the album and then a few old ones. Yeah,
which I was happy about because some Australians had hope that she was going to do the trilogy tour, but because it was pretty close back to back, it was like, oh yeah, I guess we're just going to get Portals. And yeah, so I was happy to see like Playdate and was it Show and Tell, which I one of my favorites.
The cost of the ticket was really good.
Yeah.
Like for the show that we got, the quality of the show that we got, it was like $80 for a ticket. Yeah, because I got you yours as your birthday present. You're welcome. Yeah, it was like, I'm pretty sure it was like 80 each.
That's very cheap. I mean, I've been pretty guilty. I've spent a lot of money on tickets, so I'm very surprised how cheap that was considering it's Melanie fucking Martinez.
What's the most that you've spent on concert tickets? I know you know, bitch. Okay. I know you know, and I know you regret it.
Look, it depends on what type of ticket. So with GA, because I recently bought tickets to see Green Day, I think it was between $270 or $290, and that's just general standing.
Okay.
And I've done a few sound checks, and usually I think like the expensive one I've paid is like $300, $350.
That's too
music
much.
and supporting the music artists.
That's too much,
girl. And then just once I see merch too.
Yeah.
Budget for merch, budget for everything.
Yeah. I very rarely get merch when I go to these shows. I'm not the type of person who needs that memorabilia. You know, I was kind of like coerced into it with Melanie because I was so impressed with the show.
Oh yeah.
I was like, yeah, okay, I'm getting this.
Okay, you deserve the money. Here you go.
Yeah.
You worked your check. Because usually I'm pretty good with my money, but once I go to a concert, I'm like, you know, mentality of
once in a lifetime experience.
Yeah, once in a lifetime, never coming again.
Yeah.
Ever, period. $300. There you go. Like, I think, with Black Bear, because, back in the day, I was a really big fan of him. I probably forked like $300 just on merch because it was like shirt, shirt. Oh, no, I'm indecisive. I don't know what I want. So I grabbed
You get one of each.
I think I did. I think I nearly bought one of everything.
Oh my God.
Man, they're sucking me dry, man.
I can't stand the ones though that are like, they clearly throw anything onto it. They don't put any real thought and care into the design.
No.
I hate that. They're just like, let's slap on the band name or a picture and that'll do. And it's just fucking ugly. So it's like, what? No.
Yeah, I know. So I went to Bring Me Horizon in April. And I was like looking on something like Reddit or whatever to see what the merch was like. And I was looking at it and I was like, oh God, I hope we don't get that. Like it just looked like crappy quality, like just smashed lyrics on a shirt. And, and it was like up to $90 or something Australian.
Okay.
And I was like, God, I hope not. Once I went to Bring Me Horizon, I was
Did they
very
have them?
impressed. No, thank God.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they had like a bit more variety. And then they also had a pop-up shop before the concert as well that only it sold like the most of the stuff that was at the concert, but then they had like exclusives.
Okay.
Yeah, I ended up scoring a hoodie, but there was a bomber jacket that I really wanted, but I could not justify spending like $300.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know, and it looks so cool too. I'd have to like find a photo to show you, but it was like, I can't financially afford this.
They can really get away with it though. It's crazy because of the devotion that fans have for these artists. Like I get it, but I would feel so guilty. I don't know, and they just don't have that because it's like you're exploiting your fans. This does not need to cost that much. Like that was not the finances involved with creating it.
No.
Eat shit.
Yeah.
Like, it can be cheaper. It can be more affordable.
Yeah.
But
maybe they hate us.
I think they're just taking advantage.
Yeah.
And look, we've got a lot of artists out there who are big proponents of that. It's just very obvious that it's about the business. So it's like, it's a bit disrespectful when you've got the self-awareness and sentience of not being in a cult for these people to identify that, yeah, no, that's asking too much.
Yeah. Well, they fooled me. I'm just... Here we go.
Yeah, here I am like,
I'll
this
say all
stupid bitch.
I'll be like, yeah, it's so expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. There was another artist that I've always wanted to see, and they toured once in Australia, like 2018, and I told myself that whenever they come back,
You're definitely going.
I was definitely going to go, and I was going to try and get like the best ticket I could get.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of them, Eden.
Rings a bell.
Yeah, I've been a fan of them since I was like 17 or whatever.
Right.
And yeah, I hated it because they toured in like 2018 or something. And I was like, I was still living like in Tasmania. I was like, oh, bugger, I wish I could go. And then before I knew it, the tickets like immediately sold out. Luckily, I got tickets for, might have been last year. I tried to get meet and greets, but I think at the time I was over in holidays somewhere. Again, sold out pretty quickly. So I managed to get like a sound check or something. For me, it was worth it because I've been to a few soundcheck concerts before and it's usually very like, like all cringy and stuff. But I found with his, it was very like down to earth and like it was very chill and he pretty much played any song. What song do you want me to play? And then the people were shouting out certain things. He's like, oh yeah, bet.
Yeah.
I'll play it. So he's got his little guitar and he's going do 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 do.
Yeah.
And then
That's
I think
cute.
it's really cute. Very like intimate and stuff. And someone actually did ask the question to him of like, when would you tour again? And he's like, this shit's expensive. I'm independent. You know, like this costs a lot of money. I don't know if I can tell you if I could tour back again soon. Like, sorry, pretty much.
That's worth noting though, because with the point that I was making before about like, you do not need to be charging this much for your merch. That's the big artists who are like with labels and have more than enough money.
Yeah.
I do understand coming from independent artists and smaller ones who it would be a struggle to fund touring because that shit is expensive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, totally get that.
I did like how honest he was. A lot of artists I feel maybe feel obliged to just saying something and they're not being very truthful because it's like, oh, if I say the wrong thing, these fans are not going to support me anymore.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're inclined to be like, oh, we're not forgetting about you. And then it's like 5 years later and then they're like, here you go, $400 to see me for an hour. There you go. You're like, come on, man.
Yeah. Which one was your first? Do you remember?
Jessica Malboy.
You went to see Jessica Malboy? That's so funny.
I was like,
She's like all over the place now. Like anywhere here, it's not that hard to see her at all.
no, she was. But I know.
I think she's performing at the Beresford like next week.
Yeah, I heard. I think I was like 12 or something. Family friend's father worked as a security guard usually.
Right.
He's met all these like celebrities and stuff, and they had pretty much leftover tickets, and they like pulled me out of class one day like, hey, you want this ticket to Just Come Old Boy? And all I remember is crying.
You just remember crying.
Oh my God, I've seen Just Come Old Boy, thank you so much. But now like I think, and I'm like, it's Just Come Old Boy. I mean, she's good, but
Yeah.
but that was like a moment for me where I was like, oh my God, I've been blessed. If there's a God up there, thank you.
I don't think I've ever felt that way about an Australian artist.
Yeah, it's
they're not. I find that the well-known ones, at least the big ones, to me, the writing is not good enough for a lot of their stuff. Like, sure, they might have some bangers, they might have some bops, but then the rest of them are very like passable songs because they're generic and they lack inspiration, and it's like the writing is quite similar across the board, and I don't know why. Yeah, I'm just not impressed.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, not that I listen to much radio now, but I feel like every time I turn the radio on, it's like Australian music, it's always like pop, you know, like I feel like it's a certain, what would you call it, like group.
They're not willing to like showcase variety as far as like Australian music goes. They're not going to show anything alternative, nothing like my stuff, but it is either super indie or just like the old pop stuff or like the old rock stuff, obviously the classics and shit. And that's why we're not innovative and supporting the future of our industry, because they're just so caught up in the fucking past. They won't let it go. It's like, all right, we get it. We can acknowledge that these songs, these artists are classics, whatever. But you have so much talent that you are not doing anything about because you're just obsessed with perpetuating this. It's stupid.
Yeah, and I mean, and then the Australian artists that actually make it into like the US market then retracts back to Australian radio.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Yeah, that's the only way you get played in your own fucking country is if you make it big overseas. And that's so insulting. Because I'm not surprised at all. Or like, I know that if I'm in that position, I'm going to be so petty. They'll be like, what do you think about this and that? Like, blah, blah, whatever. I'll be like, well, I think that you didn't play me when I was sending you my stuff. So, and I'm just gonna fucking expose the fuck out of him, like on air. I'm gonna be a petty bitch. I'm so ready.
Nah, people need to be more petty.
Yeah, just honest. Because they need to be confronted with that reality in order to make change. All these artists, too many of them having to go elsewhere to be respected here.
I know.
And it's like, fuck off.
Yeah, and pretty much like, well, I can only think of like, what, 3 Australians, really? It's usually like Troye Sivan, I guess like 5 Seconds of Summer, but although they've kind of been off the radar for a bit.
I mean, Peach has taken a lot of her stuff.
Yeah, Peach PRC. Yeah, otherwise it's just Americans on the radio, which we love Americans, right?
Yeah. Mine was not really by choice. Like, my mum wanted to see The Pretenders and I went with her.
The Pretenders, that rings.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. I was quite young. The Pretenders did like I'll Stand By You. I'm pretty sure I'll stand by you. Don't let nobody hurt you. I'm pretty sure they were the ones who did that.
Maybe. I'm just going to nod my head and say yeah.
Well, there was like a different song that I'm thinking of that was famous that they did. I don't recall.
Well, was it good? If you
they
remember?
were good.
Yeah.
They were good, but like, yeah, can you look it up, Greg? Just look up The Pretenders and tell me what the top songs are, because I cannot remember for the life of me. But it was fine. It was good.
That was.
Yes, I was right. There you go. I don't think enough people know that.
Well, I'm close to that.
Yeah, no, you'd recognize the song, but that's who it's by. So that was who I saw. But in terms of my first like concert as an independent teenager kind of thing, I guess, I'm trying to remember if it was Jessie J or Lady Gaga. I remember seeing Jessie J at the Hordern Pavilion. I also remember seeing Lady Gaga on her Born This Way tour.
I'm jealous. I wish I would have gone.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what year was that? Like,
I don't remember.
I just remember like my brother, I think, went to when she was touring, and then just to rub it in my face was like, here's the ticket that I had. I'm going to give it to you.
What a cunt!
Weirdly enough, I actually kept it in a special box.
Yeah.
So like I hadn't even gone, but I was like, this needs to be protected at all costs. At all costs. It's Lady Gaga. She came to Australia. This is insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, still jealous.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't tell you the order, but I know that some of the ones I've been to, Lady Gaga, Born This Way tour, Jessie J, Paramore. I saw them for their last show as a full band before they broke up, like before one of the guys left.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I've seen Paramore a second time when they came here recently for the first time in ages. Okay, real quick. That was not the vibe as far as audio issues were concerned.
Ooh.
Because it was in that big field of a place. I don't remember what it's called. In the city.
I'm trying to remember something dome.
The
Domain?
The Domain. Because a bunch of events for World Pride were at the Domain. And there were concerts and stuff. And like I saw Kelly Rowland, Ava Max, somebody I forget, Kim Petras, right? And I think because of that, the people in the city, being entitled as they are, were like making noise complaints. So that's kind of one of the cons of being in the city. You are near the concerts.
Yeah, you live in Sydney.
It's a perk and a con. You're very close, but also there's going to be fucking music festivals and shit. Deal with it. Anyway, because of their complaints, they made a change where it could only be a certain decibel level, which meant taking down the speakers that would be further back for everyone else to hear. So unless you were at the front and close to it,
What?
you could barely hear anything.
Oh my God. And
It was
imagine
so
like
shit.
paying like all that money too, and then just like, oh yeah, I'm not hearing the concert. That's fine.
Yeah. It's not like you couldn't hear anything, but it really was barely anything.
Yeah,
like you had people chanting, turn it up, because we couldn't fucking hear anything. And we were in like the middle area, so it wasn't too bad, but it was still pretty bad. There's no excuse for that. That's not their fault by any means. It's not Paramore's fault. It's literally just our godforsaken fucking country and the government and their bullshit. But yeah, so saw them a second time and was disappointed because of that. It was nice, but I didn't have that good of a time because it was just disappointing. Obviously seen Melanie NF. For now, let's just say that's that, and you can start naming yours because I don't remember. I know that I've like seen a few others at festivals or whatever. Like I said, the World Pride ones. Like I've seen Sophie Ellis Baxter at the last Mardi Gras. Like it wasn't a concert or anything. She was just one of the performers.
Like, what's it called again? What, like the after party or whatever?
No, that was at the Bondi Beach party.
Bondi Beach party. I mean, I've gone to a ton of 5 Seconds of Summer concerts because, you know, I was a teenage girl and I was a teenage girl.
Yeah, that explains that.
4 or 5 of their concerts, maybe, roughly. You'd see all these girls that are like running to get front row. That's like the idea of like, front row because, you know, they'll see me and want to marry me.
Yeah.
You know, good old delusions. And then they were doing these like quote unquote intimate shows. So it was basically like smaller venues.
Yeah.
Man, I had to fight for that ticket. Back and forth, Ticketek. You think you've got the ticket.
Oh.
don't have the ticket. And then
tell me about it. The whole Ticketek thing, the whole like trying to get tickets in this country when software is not our strong point either.
No.
People here do not know how to run a fucking website. It is ridiculous. It is pathetic. It makes me so angry. It's not that hard.
Like, I mean, every time it's just like they don't expect more than 5 people to buy a ticket.
Yeah,
and
at a time. It's like, and then it crashes and...
I think I was going to go with my brother or something and we're trying to get 2 and then it's like, no, you don't have the tickets, got to do it again. And then I think we tried for like 5 minutes and then we had to take the risk of like buying an individual ticket, which thankfully it worked.
Yeah.
But it was just that stress of like, oh, am I going to get it? Am I going to not? 2 years ago, went again to another 5 Seconds of Summer concert, but this one was cool. All right, it was at the Opera House, like the forecourt. So I feel like it was a bit iconic. So yeah, I went to like a sound check for that. I think throughout the years, because all the fans have grown up, they're a little bit more respectable.
Right.
And then, you know, occasionally someone good old faints because they don't drink water because they're silly.
At the end of Ava Max performing, she like stopped the show because she's like,
that's good.
Yeah, there's someone needs help.
Yeah, I like when the artists do that and they don't ignore
And I've
them,
had to stop like 3
Travis Scott.
times for that, actually.
No. But that's
Yeah.
good rather than just ignoring it like Travis Scott.
Yeah.
Travis Scott.
Yeah.
But people, I feel like, are more aware and they're like, hey, this person is like medical attention. Like they just keep pointing until someone goes, oh, okay, got to go.
Yeah.
Go and look after them.
But like, what other artists have you seen? So you've been to like 1,000,000 Five Source concerts, but who else have you seen,
dedicated.
bitch?
I saw Kid Leroy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like my sister and I were like, oh, fuck it, let's go to see Kid Leroy. And we decided to be cheeky and do it in Perth.
Huh.
Because it was like, it lined with when we wanted to go and travel anyway.
Yeah,
So we're like, why not finish it with a bang, go to a Kid Leroy concert. It was pretty good, I guess. Like, it was seated.
I can't say I'm familiar enough with his music to know what it could be like.
It's like rap a bit and like
Seated
I guess
for
like
rap?
poppy. What do I call it rap? It's like he does kind of do that. Like he
Like
had
pop
like
rap.
pop. I guess pop rap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he did that one song with Justin Bieber called "Stay." I feel like you would have maybe.
Oh
heard
yeah,
it.
he was that on that one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know that one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Who
pretty-
else?
Who else?
What was that one
Bro-
you went to that you said there was like they did that running thing?
Oh yeah. So it's two of them. So Bring Me Horizon in
Okay.
April. I was in the mosh for that, and it was a sold out show.
Yeah.
And it was at Kudos or something, so it was like 20,000 people or whatever. Amazing. Felt like I was going to die, but it was amazing. It fed into the whole like, oh my God, it's actually happening. Like, this is insane. And I went with my friend as well, and so we had to really grip onto each other for dear life. I don't know if there's a connotation with metal concerts.
Okay.
If it's like people that are aggressive and they hit each other or whatever. Death walls and death circles, I mean, they run into each other. But I feel like anytime anyone falls down, everyone picks each other up. If someone's like needs to leave, the crowd surf them out. Like, it's very friendly. And then when people saw me struggling to like get my friend, they're trying their best to like, even though it was packed, to try and mush us back together.
Yeah.
Sleep Token, which I've also wanted to see. So I was really happy to see them. But yeah, Death Walls, oh my God. Never been so close to one. And there's a little bit of fear because every time you'd see the mosh, like the wall kind of form and they're all pushing out, the band's going like this, you're like, uh-oh, run to the front before I get squished. But no, it was awesome to see. Another one I saw about a week and a half ago, Parkway Drive, also like similar aspect, but except we were seating and I did get FOMO, especially seeing it from far away. I was like, God, man, this is insane. Like, a chick in a wheelchair was in the mosh. Yeah, it's just, I was like, command. And I think around, it was like 5 or 6 times, all these people were like crowd surfing her to the front.
Love.
Because they're like, it's like she was there, she was gone. She was there,
Comes back
she was
again.
gone.
Yeah.
She was there, she was gone, like repetitively. And then
Don't let them tell you can't live your dreams.
absolutely. She got it though after the supporting act, which was I Prevail, another band I got to see. I was really happy to see. When the Parkway Drive came in, they basically started walking in the mosh, which is very terrifying when you think about it. I feel like no artist walks through their mosh to get to the stage.
That requires a lot of trust.
And it was packed. Yeah, a lot of trust. And they did have a bit of security, but he walked in, he was shaking everyone's hand. Like, it was amazing.
Wow.
And then, went in, performed, and at one point he disappeared and he appeared in the middle of the mosh pit with the chick in the wheelchair and was like, you've been amazing. And then, like, all these people, like, shaking the hands again and he's performing and I'm going, he's got a lot of trust.
Yeah.
A lot of trust. But it was awesome. Like, I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 out of 10, for sure. A lot of firework. Well, not fireworks. A lot of fire. A lot of crazy stuff going on. But, man, it was sick. And then, a lot of death circles, death walls.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool to see from
afar.
From afar, because you're like, wow, that's what we look like from up there.
Yeah.
But, nah, it was awesome.
I remembered a couple others that I went to because it was with Benji, the boyfriend. Little Sims, when they came to Australia. It was at the Horton Pavilion. And then there was another one, I forget who they were. It's this fucking gay band. They did a show in Newtown. They're like, no, they're not Australian. I don't think so. It's, I forget the name, but it's one of the artists that, like, you know how on Spotify it goes fans also listen to. So if you go to mine, sometimes they pop up as one of them.
Oh.
Yeah. And they have good music. So
Little Sims. Is there anyone you're
yeah, who do you want to
see?
see? You know what, actually, I would not have minded seeing Olivia Rodrigo. Love her. Love Olivia. Although,
Ooh.
no, only because like, ooh,
What's he got
drama.
it was to say?
No, only because like, here's the thing. Realistically, it's one of those concerts where you go there, you're going to be surrounded by teenage girls. Like that's going to be the vibe.
One, yeah.
It was also like quite difficult to get a ticket. I didn't bother trying, but it was one of those that's like, everything's crashed. The system's going down.
It's like, oh no, we didn't anticipate all this. Oh my God, no.
Yeah. It's a similar thing with Troye Sivan, though I'm not like a fan of his music, so I wasn't fussed. But all the gays were getting tickets. I would love to see Chapel Roan.
Yes.
Yeah, like Benji was a fan ages before she blew up. And when she came to Australia, he wanted to go see her but didn't have anyone to go with. And then he told me how like later on he found out that one of his friends was also a fan at that time and that they could have gone together.
Could have. Oh man. No.
But now it's going to be like really difficult to see her in concert because everyone's going to want to see her. People are going to lose their minds when she announces a tour here.
They'll probably start screaming in the mosh. You're like, for fuck's sake, shut up.
Yeah. It's like sing along, but fuck, don't scream. There's a difference.
Yes, there's a difference.
Scream in between songs, you know, the whole like, yeah, like whatever.
Oh my God. But yeah, who do I have lined up? Because there's a few people that I wish I could see.
You're seeing Billy.
Yeah, Billy, Coldplay, and...
Why?
Don't judge me. Yeah, those were expensive as well. My friend went through like a pre-sale thing. Usually that's also pretty hard to get tickets.
I managed to get the pre-sale for Melanie.
Oh, that's
That
good.
was what, but you know what happened? I meant to have already signed up for the mailing list so that I could get that pre-sale access, but I forgot to. And I heard that pre-sale had started, or like I knew when it was going to start, but I didn't have the code.
Yeah.
So I, being very smart, guessed the code and I managed to guess correctly, and so I could get us our tickets. So yeah,
Good guessing.
that's how that happened. Because like I think I'd taken a look at what it was previously for other concerts in different places, and I'm like, she's using her song titles. So I just went through some of the portals titles and it was like tunnel vision. But yeah.
Oh, good.
So you were saying pre-sale access, it is possible even if you forget to sign up for the mailing list.
Exactly. Well, speaking of that though, with the Green Day one, which I've never seemed to have noticed before, so each show had a different pre-sale time. Gold Coast had like 1 p.m. and then Melbourne had like 2 and Sydney had 3. It was different, but I thought it worked out well because I think my friend got it pretty quick.
Yeah.
And I feel like they should definitely do that more because it's like, it's just, when it's all at the same time, I feel like it just causes so much traffic. They should learn from that.
For sure.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, what do you think is a reasonable amount to spend on a concert ticket? Because you spend like too much, obviously.
Yeah.
But what would you say is like, this feels comfortable, this feels right. I don't feel like bad about it, you know?
Probably like 100 or something. But it's again, it's like, it's hard because, I mean, it's either if the bands or the artists are taking advantage of the fans, or not necessarily the artists, but like the production or whatever, and the management. I mean, they've got to put their own pricing on it. But I would say, like, in this economy,
in this cost of living crisis,
and if, you know, just to support artists and stuff, I would say probably like $100 and then amp up more depending on like
what's being
packages
offered.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I guess it depends on artists, but like I think with Coldplay, they had all these like bougie business tickets for like 1,200 or whatever. But it was like,
That's
you had like a
insane.
special, but they had like a special, what would you call, like special room, like glass room. I don't know.
They put you in a prison cell.
But like, have fun.
Yeah.
Almost like a canopy. So they have like,
Well, yeah, you'd
copper
want to get
tins.
fed if you're spending that much.
Yeah, oh yeah,
I'd
absolutely.
want alcohol. I'd want the merch.
Give me it all.
I'd want everything.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
I would say for everyone, because I feel like everyone should deserve to go and not have to be like, oh, how much do I have to fork out?
Yeah.
But then actually another thing, I hate that you don't know the price of a concert before it goes into a pre-sale or something. I find that it's really hard. Sometimes you can, but you have to meticulously search through Google or like a Reddit or like a Twitter that's like somehow manages to find the price. I don't know how. They'll be like, it's this. And you're like, thank God.
Yeah. Because it would help to know what you need to save up for.
Yeah.
You can announce it all you want, but give us the fucking prices or at least a guide on the likeliness of it because... Yeah, people got to save, man. We don't just have this shit lying around.
Two, I find that they don't really give you much of a chance either to fork up the money. Like, I think usually by the time they announce it, it's within like a week or something until they put stuff on sale. And I find that other countries, so I think Green Day, I could be wrong, but I think they announced the tour like a week before the sale. And then just after we bought the tickets, they announced like the Philippines or something, and they gave them like 2 or 3 weeks before the sale. It's just like, come on, man. And then on top of that, I feel like every artist is visiting Australia this like either late this year or early next year. And now I'm like, oh my God, there's too many. Stop it, please. We want you, but like too many.
It makes it difficult to afford, for sure.
Yeah.
Because then you got to like pick and choose, okay, well, which ones do I want to see more?
Yeah, that reminds me. So I find that Facebook's pretty bad when it comes to scams and stuff. Like it's always like the same like message that's like, I have 3 tickets for sale, blah, blah, blah. And my mum nearly got scammed. And thankfully she messaged us and was like, hey, I think this is a scam. Do you know? And we're like, yep, definitely. And she was trying to do like, I think it was like Taylor Swift or something. I don't know. It was something like she wanted to buy them for us. Bigger artists, when they know like they're susceptible to scams, you can't actually get access to the ticket until like 2 days before.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened. Another artist I saw was Ed Sheeran last year, I think. And like my sister was like so antsy. She's like, oh, where's the ticket? Can't you give me the ticket yet? And I said, no, it's literally physically locked. I can't give it to you until 2 days before.
Right.
But they do it. Their intention basically is so that people don't scam people. And that's also why I found out that Taylor Swift thing was a scam, because they were claiming, they sent like a screenshot, like it was like a QR code. And I'm like, I didn't have that. Yeah. Like as if it was like a ticket, but it was like, nah, mum, that's fake. They're going to take your money. And then they obviously went quiet and they were like, So, oh, come on, brain. Come on.
And that's all the time we have for today.
Dang it. No, I mean Paramore. I that was my big regret, was like, I wish I saw Paramore. So if they ever come back again.
Okay.
Right.
Fun time on concerts. Go see your favorite artists. Support the music industry. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Zoe, for being here.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, that concludes our episode on concerts. Yeah. This has been Sabotage.